Good morning, everybody out there. Well, another day in Behind the Hot Rod Garage. We got something different today. We're going to be building the staircase, railing, and like little handrails. So I'll show you what that takes to get done. It's not too bad, but let's get into it. So this is what we got picked out here. Some hammered steel strips, hammered steel balusters, and post. And then we got some decorative hammered stuff with some rail stuff. Here's the handrail. It's all steel. So we're gonna have to cut every end of every piece. We're gonna probably make some jigs. We got all the degrees and measurements we need. So here we go. All right, first thing I'm gonna do here, we're gonna draw out this stair section. It's 54 degrees on the floor. It's going to be overall 27-inch height. So we're going to kind of draw it out, lay it out, and figure out what looks the best before we start making a jig to do our cuts. Alright, so we kind of got a pattern layout. I'm just using this as to look at. Now, I didn't know if I wanted to center these balls in here. I think I'm going to run them a little bit higher than center, probably 16 inches off the bottom. And I think that'll work out good for us. So now that we know that, we can start working on our cutting jig. So when we make our cutting jig, we want something that's going to center this ball in the jig, so they're all center of the cut, and then we'll cut either end. So probably mark them and either cut them by hand or use the chop saw. Alright, so I was digging back in my scrap and I found this jig that I had made for a previous job that I think we could probably modify and reuse again. That's why I saved this stuff, because probably never do another job to use this exact jig, so we'll repurpose this and turn it into a jig for that. Alright, now that we got our jig done for our rails, balusters, and our post for our stair rail, we'll go ahead and build the frame for that, and then we'll do our layout and make sure that we have our 4-inch on center spacing, so we're within code, and we'll do our layout and make sure we have a nice pattern. And alright, so we're moving ahead here. We've got a bunch of balusters cut. We do have our layout figured out, and I went ahead and I marked top and bottom rail. I got this rail all done. This will be a top or a bottom rail for the other side. I still have to cut a top rail for the other side and mark it, but I want to make sure I have my layout marked on those two before I actually build this set. So, all right, well, we're gonna go ahead and start tack welding this set together and see what it looks like when it's all done. Alright, well, I think that's enough for today. Pouring sweat out here. Can't have the fan on when you're welding because it blows your gas out of the way. So let's take a look at this first section. There it is. Good one's all powder coated, the hammered base. So I'm still waiting on some mounting pads for the bottom. As you can see, there's some decorative stuff for the wall mounts and stuff. But main thing is done. We can actually go and test fit it and stuff. But I'm gonna build some more sections first. We're gonna weigh this thing if we can. $173 for me. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so around 100 pounds, that's what I guess.
Not sure what y'all doing. I'm putting hard work in, and everything I got, bet your ass I earned it.
All right, 2 down. So we got a small landing, a small staircase, another small landing, and then a big flat rail, like no angle on it. So, whew, let's keep moving here. All right, well, we're back here, and today we're going to be doing a small section. It's like 42 5/8 inches. So we're going to go ahead and measure that against what we already have built and see how close our layout's going to be, just to get an idea. So we have like 42 5/8.
Alright, I've gone ahead and done the super boring part, which is the math. Got my spacings all figured out. And now I'm just going to cut this bottom rail, bend it at the end, and mark everything on it. And we'll start cutting our post and getting this little section built.
Jig here, and I just basically just cut out some things I've already marked where I want it. So I'll weld those in, that'll give me a place to mark each one of these, and that way they all come out the same. Alright, so I've been chugging away at this thing. I spared you guys the boring, repetitive welding and cutting stuff. So I'll show you what I got real quick. 4 sections there, and this is the bigger section. I just got a box of parts, so I think I got all my pieces except for one that's on back order. And they did not have any corner pieces left. This is all they had, so I'm going to try and cut this in, make it look like it's supposed to be. See how that turns out. Well, alright, that didn't turn out too bad. Probably is a little more work, but for the most part, I think once it's all painted, it should blend in nicely. What are you making, dirt angels? Yeah, we love playing in the dirt. What are you doing, Clay? Oh, good. Stomach dirt angel. Nice. Did you get it in your mouth? We are done with this thing, and we're gonna paint it, and then we're gonna go install it, and hopefully it fits. If it doesn't, you know, it's just metal. We'll cut it, trim it, weld it back together, and touch up the paint. We are just spray painting this because it's an interior piece. Doesn't really need powder coat. So let's do it. I'm just gonna get all this stuff laid out, kind of bolted down to some blocks of wood. We're gonna clean all the oil and everything off the rails, off all the balusters, everything, get it all cleaned up. I've got a thing of acetone. And then we'll just get her all painted up and get her installed. We're done painting. That didn't take too long, and turned out really nice. So ones, I think these turned out really nice. Hard to tell. They're there, but it's hard to tell. So just waiting on our end piece for this, which is the same as this. They were just out, so it was coming from back east. And then I'll cut this end off and finish that, but we can at least fit it for now and get it installed, and then I'll always unbolt this piece and bring it back to finish it later. So I wasn't happy with a few of the joints where the cast iron met up with the steel, so I went ahead and used some Bondo and body worked them and repainted it, and it turned out a lot nicer.